lot of options. Content bank authoring has a lot of options, that is question management, media management, template management, question paper management, bundle creation, report management, and registration management. I will quickly take you through. Question management is nothing but there are 14 different types of question that can be created through front end. And in those 14 type of question, only 8 type of question that can be created from Excel. That is MCQ, MSQ, comprehension, LAQ. I went too fast. Once we come to question paper management, we have couple of options. This is a page we will get by default. On top here, we will get question upload, IGX, update, or upload, download, or create. If we are creating question through front end, we will select create. And in there, we have all 14 different type of questions. So there's a MCQ. MCQ is multiple choice question. MSQ is multiple select question, short answer question, linked answer question, subjective question, comprehension, typing test, and programming. These top 8 questions are something that can be created with the help of Excel as well, which is quite a fast procedure. And then we have meta multiple choice question, meta select question, match the column, group type of question, sequential question, and filling the blank. These all questions are used, but they are used very, very rarely. I've been associated with QP team for 3.5 years. So far, I have not received more than 2 or 3 requests wherein we had to use these remaining 6 type of questions. And these questions also I created were only for a demo purpose wherein client wanted to see. So the major request that we get is from these above 8, and among those 8 also, first MCQ, short answer, and comprehension question. These are the top 3 questions that are used to create. So if I understand correctly, we also have to create MCQ type of questions. Yes. We also have to create MCQ type of questions. In MCQ type of question, do you want me to go ahead with a front end training or directly with the Excel? With Excel, it is a lot easy.
Excel. Already we are practicing.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and download the Excel. So when we come to here in the download section, we can go ahead and download question creation template. From here, we can select all 41 languages that in which we want to create a question. So I will simply select English. Once it is downloaded, once we enable it, there will be only 2 pages, that is a configuration detail and a language sheet. Configuration detail is wherein we go ahead and do all the configuration of the question. So if there are certain things that we do not understand, so on these headers, we have very clearly mentioned it belongs to for which type of question. So it becomes a little easy to understand what do we have to select. But there are certain things for which there will be no explanation provided, like negative marking, negative marks allowed. So these things belong to all type of questions. See, as you can see, we have to work on MCQ. So MCQ, and MSQ. Then we have negative marking, which is applicable for all questions. Question shuffling is also applicable for all questions. Question display number is also applicable for all questions, and so on and so forth. So I'll simply go ahead and do so. As of now, I'll go ahead and create 5 questions. So once we select the question number, we have to select question type. Over here, we have 8 type of question mentioned. So I'll go ahead and select MCQ. Okay. So status of the question that we create through Excel will always be sealed because we have no other option. We have option new and sealed, but we go ahead and always select seal. So that means we do not, after uploading manually, we do not have to go ahead and seal each and every question. So it already comes in a sealed format. So I can select any question. I'll go ahead and select question paper code 100. Okay. Then I can give marks, whatever marks I want. Then I'll come here. Whether I want to give negative marking, yes or no, that also I can configure. So I can have two question with negative marking as yes and three question and two question as no. So where I mention as yes, I have to mention how many, like for one third, one fourth, how much I want to give. So I'll give it as one fourth. So if I want my negative marks to be displayed, so I have another feature. So we search and we come to column AV. Over here, we have a negative display text. Here, I can select to show my question in in 1/4 format, in fraction form, not in
In fact,
fraction
today
form.
we don't have this negative scoring in principle, so probably we
Okay,
can take this up a little later.
okay. So just telling, sorry. Okay, so once we are done with this, option shuffling allowed, we can mention it here or we can mention it in template upload Excel. It does not matter. If we have two different option shuffling, then we can come here and specify. Otherwise, it is a default feature. It takes a feature from template upload Excel. So whether you want to do it or not, it is completely upon your choice. We leave it because for us it takes from subsection shuffling detail, which I'll be teaching you from a template upload Excel. Then question display number, again you can select it, otherwise by default it goes as yes. So over here we have single line option, whether you want a question orientation in horizontal or vertical, option horizontal or vertical, that is what you have to define. If you select it as yes, it will by default will be horizontal. If you select it as no, you have to select it as vertical. Most of the time we have no and vertical. And I think this, that is it, that is all the configuration that we do. And if you want any further configuration wherein you want to mention, um you want to question to be revisit yes or no, so question revisit allow yes or no, by default it is yes. If you want to restrict it, you can select it yes. In restrict also you can select whether you want view and edit or you only want view. That is something that is upon you. If you keep it as default, it goes at revisit, uh, allow and view and edit, both is applicable, but you can restrict it if you want. Then we have question mandatory. Oh, sorry. Question mandatory is also a feature where you can where you can force or ask people to answer it. Unless they answer this question, they cannot move on to the next question. So this can also be yes or no. That is completely upon your choice. These are the few major options that are used. We can also restrict the questions. So if you want them to give questions like timer, so if you want to restrict them for by 30 seconds, you can also do that. You can restrict the time. It's
Ekta, just one help which we will need is
yes.
because you must have downloaded this. So can you just mark the cells which will need to be filled by the faculties, because then
So
it would
for
be.
that, I would like to know. I can mark those feature. I can mark those file, but I really need to know what all features.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of features. When you go to front end questions or attributes, you can see. Okay, so display
Mm.
question number, single type of these things will be decided, but um I actually need exactly which all configuration you are going to use. Based on that, I can tell you.
Yeah, so if we can, uh, I think I would request one of the program coordinators if you can just take the
And
lead
we
on this,
don't have any
so that
negative
what
marking
we'll do is.
option. one thing.
So
Ah,
if
so
you don't have any negative
Negative
marking
marking
option, so we'll go ahead. We
ah,
will
with the
go
no.
ahead and mention here as no. So
Okay.
this is one. This is one of the feature that you can use. Then whether
But
you want question to
second
be
one,
mandatory,
regarding the revisiting of question is required.
so you want a view feature or you want
view and edit both.
Revisiting of
view and edit. So actually that by default will go view and edit. Can you
Mm-hmm.
see?
okay.
It's a default feature which says revisit question, yes,
Yes.
and revisit action on revisit, it is view and edit. So that
Okay.
goes as a by default feature. We do not have, we only need to make changes if we want to restrict something, otherwise we can keep it as it is. So the
Okay.
the parameters that I've filled, no, these are the basic parameters that we need to fill. Okay, that is question type, status, question, subject name, marks, and then negative marking is allowed, yes or no. We actually don't need
The
to fill
subject
this
name is
parameter.
automatically filled, or we need to fill the subject name.
No, we have to select it. If I'm not wrong, Shastra has more than 3,000 subjects, correct?
Okay.
So, if I, as a member of a QP team, download and give it to you, then you will be able to see all the subjects. If certain people have, like, for there are a lot of professors, and the subjects will be divided respectively, correct? So, those professors will have access to their own subject
Subject,
only
yes.
if we yeah, if we do the mapping, that is completely
Yes,
dependent
if a
how
particular
the subject.
person, if there are two subject or two courses are added, I can download a single Excel where I can select the subject. Like for example, economic analysis or some other subject, I can select the particular subject. I am going to fill that particular Excel sheet.
Exactly, as long as you have the access. But if you do not have an access to CA or for any particular subject, even if you download it, so in the drop down of subject, drop down will reflect as a blank,
Okay.
right? So this thing is done, and we need to select negative marking as no. And this one of the very important thing that happens when we are creating a question paper management, that we suggest to each and every customer, is that make use of keys. Okay, question keys, that makes things a lot easier. Question key is a nothing but that a key that is created. Okay, so you can put lots and lots of parameter that you want it, and questions will be fetched exactly how you want it. So the key is a very important thing that needs to be used when using a question paper management. So every organization, every org has 25 keys, 25 question keys that can be created. So the key, only 25 keys can be created, but among those 25 keys, uncountable number of key value can be added. Sorry. As you can see, all 25 keys has been created because this is the demo course. So over here, if I show all, so these are the board that has been added here. Okay, so I can add n number of value. So when the keys are mentioned at the end of the Excel. So I can select if I want unit to be whatever I want, mathematics, I can select English, algebra, or whatever I want. So I select unit as average or biology, topic as one. You can select one key or you can select multiple key, that is completely upon your choice. But we suggest key always have a key. So with the key, what happens in org, there are lots and lot of questions. In fact, the questions that we create as a mock are also stored. So the org has lot of questions stored. So we advise each and every one to use keys. So whatever question you create, those same questions are going to be fetched. For this example, I will show you later. So we move on to language sheet.
Ekta, is it typically an answer key you mean here?
What?
Is that an answer key you mean here?
No, that is not an answer key. So every question, okay, we create every question, and to every question we can assign a key. So what happens when you upload it in a system, a question bank, and when question bank is fetched and you mention the key, with the help of the key, exactly same question will be fetched which you requested for. Okay, so if you don't mention a key and you go ahead and upload a certain file and you fetch, any random question gets pulled. For that example, as we proceed with the training, I will be showing you how these things make a difference. Okay, so over here I'm going to only select one key to simplify our process. Unit as biology, and I'll have a question. I can put any question. So I can have same question, like use multiple times. That is what we do when we do the mock questions. So option count, basically it's question number. Then the question that I want to do, hint will be NA because we don't give any hint. So hint 100, as of now I have seen hint 100% of the time as NA only. Then these all things are not important. And then comes a option count, how many options I want to give. So that completely depends upon your choice. We mostly go for 4, but as of now I've seen people giving option count as 24 as well. So all you have to do is, if you want to give a lot of option count, you can have. So option, yeah, so option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. Then at the end there will be option N. You can make option N considers at the next question. After 4 it becomes a 5. But if you want to have a more option, N can be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. You can keep on increasing the numbers. So I'll select correct options. I'm keeping everything as default. One important thing that we cannot have same options twice in a single questions. Okay, if I give Delhi, so Delhi cannot be twice. So if I want to give again Delhi, so I'll have to mention here as old Delhi or new Delhi, but Delhi, I cannot write Delhi again, otherwise system will give me an error. And if by mistakenly you again add one more, it is not going to consider, because over here we have given instruction that option count will only be 4. If you go ahead and mistakenly add, that is what my understanding is. Now I'll save this. I'll go ahead and upload. I will come to system, and then I will select upload and download field. अरे यार ये फटे time ले रहा है. So just to show you, I'll make it, duplicate and see what error we get. So we come to the question management paper, we select upload and download over, then go ahead and select file wherever we have saved. We'll browse and we'll upload it. From here, if I select download question, see, it gives me an error in English sheet at row number 2, column number 15. I have, same option is specified more than once. This is the error that we are going to get if in case we by mistakenly put the same, same option count more than once. So I'll go ahead and make it Mumbai.
Excuse me, Ekta. Professor
Yes.
Mallikarjuna has a question.
I'm sorry, what?
There is a professor raised hand, so please allow the person to talk.
Hello, sir. Hello, Mallikaraj. You can ask your question, please.
Hmm. Okay, let's go ahead. I think
So when the question is uploaded, it will give you like IDs. So these are the IDs that has been created. So 5 questions. So they have given, from and to, start to end. I can go back to search. So we have lot of options. Either I can choose to select a question ID, or I can simply select what type of question I have. So I can do a lot of configuration here. Okay, so I can select my question type was MCQ. 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 My subject was question paper 100, so I can select that. And status is my questions are not I sealed. I can select that, and I can search it. So it fetched. So far, it has fetched all the question that has been created. So usage count, as long as the question is fresh, usage count will be 1. But as I go below, so this is the question that has been used couple of times. So it has been already fetched 2 times in the system. So I think I've created this question previously also for the training purpose. So this is how it is. Either you can select a question. So I can select this question number, copy. I can put ID and I search it. Yes. Please enter numeric value for question ID. So what did I put? So it can pull me a single question, or I can select all these parameters and then search it, and it will still give me a question, but that question will be, it will pull all the questions that are present. Okay, this is done. Now moving on to next thing that is important, that is template management. Template
We have a
management.
query. We have a query from Suresh Acharya, sir. So please go
Sure.
ahead
Yeah.
with your question.
Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
I
yes,
can
of
hear
course.
you.
Ji, madam, namaste. But this, as
Namaste,
far
sir.
as the keys that you have added, you
Yes, sir.
can't. I mean, are there any default keys where we can just add the subject code and the subject name? That will be easy to identify, or we have to customize it for our own courses. All the keys.
Sir, you can select anyhow you want it. But if as long as keys are added, it becomes a lot easier, and the exactly questions that you have created. Say, for instance, if you have a question bank of, you will not create the exact 100 question and 100, like in exam, 100 questions are supposed to be filled, or 100 only questions will be created in the bank. You can go ahead and create, say for instance, 150 questions in the bank, and you can give keys according, you can give the same keys, or you can give multiple keys or different keys to each questions, and how you want the questions to be fetched. Based on that, questions will be fetched. Okay. And one best thing what happens with the keys is that like I said, it fetch you exactly same question, not random questions are fetched.
Madam, excuse me, 1 minute, madam. Madam.
Yes.
Yeah, what we have already practiced, we are giving set of questions every semester. So we don't want to have that key provision for us. Better we are giving only the template with a dump of questions, 100 questions like that only.
Yes, ma'am.
Every semester we are giving. So we have
Sir,
already the same pattern of.
Sir, but
That's
I
what. So,
have a question. So now in a question bank, you already have some questions, correct?
yeah.
Right? And now you will be adding something new. So are you okay with your old questions being pulled again for this semester also?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Because we will add some modifications in the existing questions that we will do. Anyhow, every semester we are giving new pack only. So a little bit difficult with the key pattern. So if it is possible, you can make it as in your end, you can make it as easy, because we people we are familiar with only this kind of facility. Existing only questions in the 4 types of options and
Correct
the
option.
same pattern,
Yes.
correct options.
The same
Okay,
we have
because
already, the kind of template we have
yes,
already
See,
used. We
it's
don't have an
we
option for the key, question key. So that is a
uh,
question.
the key that we promote is only so that there is no repetitive question, and you get you fetch all the questions that you want. But if you do not want to have keys, there is absolutely no issues for not wanting to have a key. That is
Yes, madam,
absolutely
because
fine.
that we can manage in our end, madam. Yeah, we can manage it. Okay, there is no repetition of questions that we can manage because we have our own style. Okay, that we can
Sir,
manage.
of course, we can manage that. As also provided, when we were providing the unit level assessments, there were many questions which were repeated, many options which were repeated. So please do not make that mistake in the final semester and exam question paper, because these question papers will not be reviewed by me or anybody from my team. These will be confidential question papers. You will be building it, and directly it will be getting configured in the system.
Yeah,
So
in the out of 100, suppose we give 100
there
questions
will be
out of
nobody.
100, none
Hmm.
of the questions will be repeated.
Yeah, none of the questions will be repeated.
So, because in your system that will find the Excel sheet, suppose we
Yeah,
have given any, that will, okay, so based on that, we will manage that one.
no questions should be repeated. No option should be repeated.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sir, then, sir, in that case, it is my advice would be to use a question key. There will be like you are doing it from Excel, so it will become a lot easier from Excel. It just, you can go ahead and create one key. 1 second, sorry.
Ekta, 1 second. I think this word key is slightly, it's used in a different context.
Correct.
For us,
Correct.
question and key are basically, for example, question 1, option 3 is the right answer. We say for question 1, third option is the right key. I think in your context, you are slightly differentiating. Today, how our exams are conducted, we have one specific Excel file that has 100 questions, out of which a random 70 is pulled. In your case, there is a real question bank. This time I give you 100, next time I give you another 100. So every time it gets piled up, so it becomes 200, 300, 500, it grows. So for you, if I say for the January batch, the exam that is conducted on January 23, I give you a tag, that's what you call as a key. Only from those 170 random questions are pulled. Next time I give July 2023, again I give you another set. I say from here you take 50, from there you take 50, you take a random 50-50. That's how you bring the use case. Am I right, Ekta?
Correct. That is absolutely correct.
Okay, in that case, if you can pre-fill this data and not, ask us to fill this one information, we will give you every time 100 questions. So for you, you can internally refer this as a batch, January 2023. That need not be filled by us as a separate column. This metadata can be added from your end if that is feasible for you.
So, ma'am, first of all, we for Sastra we have never got the requirement to create metadata, and
Not an issue.
actually, we do get a metadata to create. Now, I can show you one of the example, the latest example that I just finished working in the morning. If you are okay, I can show it to you.
It's not necessary, madam, because we familiar with only the same. So metadata is not required for us. Very first meeting also our director mentioned the same.
As you say, sir. So,
Okay.
next thing is, so I'll proceed with the training now. So the next thing
Yeah.
is the template management. We go ahead and create template management. I'm sure you would want to proceed as per Excel, correct?
Yes, madam.
So
So
we
that
can,
means for Ekta, just one thing to
yes,
confirm. This
yes.
is someone with this. So every batch, when we will have this, semester one exam, the faculties will be required to provide a question bank, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when you go ahead in question bank, what happens for a
Hmm.
subject, a question keeps on adding and adding. So what will happen?
Correct.
There will be a lot of questions. So how our question bank in works is that. So for instance, like
Mhm.
ma'am said that there will be 100 question that will be created, out of which 70 random question needs to be fetched. Okay.
Correct.
First 70 questions are fetched. So next semester I again 100 question, out of that again 70 needs to be fetched. Okay.
No.
So what
One
will
minute.
happen? I have 130 questions that are fresh now. Understanding? So out of those 130 questions, it is going to fetch random any question. Okay, so if I go ahead and I want to create multiple question papers, so in that scenario, what it is going to happen? First, it is going to fetch all the fresh questions. So first question paper will have 70 fresh questions. Next, we'll have like remaining 60 fresh questions. And then if I go ahead and create third question paper, what will happen? It is going to fetch in second question paper, it is going to fetch last 10 questions which were already used. So if I go ahead and create a third question, that will be completely all the question paper that has been used. So when we provide keys, so what happens? Every time it is going to fetch the fresh questions. So first semester question will not repeat in second semester. But if I do not go ahead and give the keys, so it is going to mix first semester and second semester questions, and it is going to fetch randomly. That is why whenever a question bank is involved, our sincere advice to each and every customer is that please use question keys to avoid this complications. I mean, if I'm not wrong, last year one of the customer did not want to go ahead and use the keys, and this was one of the major defect that happened in the exam. So what happened in our system, with those questions we had uploaded mock, okay, mock to check the system readiness. Okay, and the customer went ahead and created question paper. So when actual exam was happening, out of I think 50 or 60 question, 20 questions of mock were pulled. They were using question bank approach. Obviously my mock questions and my actual questions are going to justify all the requirement of my exam, because they are exactly the replica of actual exam. Only the questions are random questions. So if I'm not wrong, out of 50 question, 21 question or 20 or 21 or 19, some rough figure, were fetched. Mock questions
It's
were
a
fetched
just
in
a
actual
use
exam.
case example, Ekta.
Okay.
Thank you for this use case. We will come back to you. We got your point as to the team were blessed, so they had 90% of their mock exam. I wish I'm part of that student team. We'll come back to you. We get your point. We want to avoid additional fields or columns because we are using in the same way. But we get your point in terms of how this key is going to be used. It's basically a reference. It's just a control C and control V in terms of dragging all the 100 questions that we are sending.
Exactly, ma'am.
We'll come back to you. We'll discuss internally and come back to you.
So if that's a lot of hassle for you, the PM can give me a key name and I can add the values, so there is no hassle for you. So the
Okay, 1
keys
minute,
and the
madam.
key value also I can create it, and all you have to do is select it. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, madam. But in our end, we can check that one before giving that 100 questions every semester. But if it is possible in your end, you can overwrite the existing one, so that will not be repetition.
So basically, you are telling me, sir, that you are going to go ahead and what do
Yeah,
you say, retire the old questions and then create new questions?
yeah, that is enough, madam. Because simply we are handling this one. Okay, and also we assure that we will not have any repeated questions. Okay, that's what. So it is a little bit easy for us instead of the meta.
Professor, sorry,
data.
Professor. Good morning, Professor Dr. Vijayanand. Sometimes the question will be repeated, but in different form. Okay, we won't do because
Yeah,
every time to know 100
yeah,
question, 200 question, not possible for some of the courses. Okay, the question might be repeated, but in different form. Okay, your point is right.
correct. So better
Thank
you
you,
can
madam. Thank you,
overwrite the
madam.
existing one. In that way, you can do some modifications on your end, madam.
Sir,
So no need to keep. No need of making a repository of question bank. Okay, then only you have that concept, key concept, fill afresh. Okay, the better you can override the existing one. Anyhow, we are giving the same. The same in the sense we are doing the same process every semester, every batches. We are providing 100 questions. Anyhow, that is our work without having any repetition. Okay,
Okay,
because
sir.
kindly make very easy for us to manage this. This is only our request, madam.
Sir, I
You
completely
discuss
understand.
internally and come back. As Lakshmi ma'am is suggesting, right? We are not
Thank you.
again like implicating it on you. You can take a call. You want to do it, you don't want to do it. So don't worry about that. Discuss internally. Come
Okay.
back to us. We will, if you feel we should have it, we will have it, or we will not have it.
Yes.
Right. So don't worry about that.
Sir,
Right
as a
now,
trainer, it
Okay,
is
whatever
thank
my
you.
feels, yeah.
I was just saying, as a trainer, it's just my job to make you aware of all the
Correct.
scenarios. Rest the
Okay,
choice
that is good.
lies with you.
That is good.
Fair enough, Ekta. We want to also understand if there is a batch 100 questions and we have a key, say key 1, and batch to another 100 questions, key 2. Here also we have duplication. Assume 10 questions we are just taking because we find they are all the core subject. They are very important to be covered as an assessment. So if the 10 questions are here repeated, we are also trying to understand how we can avoid the same duplicate questions. So this is something we need to do a little more internal homework and come back to you.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. So now we'll proceed with the template upload Excel.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. So template upload Excel is, we come to template management. We go upload and download. We can download it from here, or we can go to download CAs and Excels, and we can download question paper template creation template. So anything that is easy for you. So let's download it from here. Once I download the question paper, we come to template details. In template details, I will mention template name. So right now I'll mention demo Sastra. So template will be new because we go ahead and
Template name is
select.
what? Ekta, if you look it from the university's perspective, what
So
will we
template
put here?
name is, I'm sorry, template name can be given anything that you desire. There is no restriction on it. So as of now, I am doing it. Hence, I have mentioned demo Sastra. You can mention the subject name or the exam name, the how we do it
Okay.
in our exams. Okay. So
So
when
I
we
can write
create it,
mhm,
yeah, yeah.
batch
So
1 January, something like that,
yes,
right?
absolutely, sir. You can write
Mhm.
anything. So now I have created this one of the requirements for one of the customers. So see how we do the naming. We do the naming, the subject name, the exam date, the month, the year, and in which shift I'm doing. This is how Cupid team follows it. But this is completely option. You can have anyhow you want it.
Okay.
You
I
can
got it.
mention
I got
subject name, date, exam, anything,
it.
anything. As long as there is no special characters, it
Mhm.
the template name does not accept any special characters. It
Special
simply has
characters.
to be named normal. Okay. Then my
Okay.
template
Okay.
status will be new. Okay. Then how many groups I want to have for an assessment? So here I'm going to mention it one. Number of questions, how many questions I am doing. So as of now I've created 5. I'm going to give 5. What is my exam duration? Exam duration will be purely my exam duration. So I'll mention 10 minutes. Over here, we have to select a subject. So I'll go ahead and select paper code 100 because this is what I question created. Total marks of the assessment, I can mention 10. And then come to end. So I have to do watermark enable. It is a safety feature. So for us, it is always yes. If we mention it as no, we need a customer approval or basically approval. So now auto save on
What is
candidate
this
console.
exactly? What is this watermark?
So watermarks is nothing but it is kind of information that reflects on the screen. So uh, if in case if anyone tries to take a picture and rotate it, so what will
Okay.
happen? So we can um, so from which center that person was, what was his roll number, we can pull all the data. So basically it is a safety feature. If you want to know how it reflects, I can show it to you. कहाँ गया?
No, we got it. I got it.
Okay.
So it's for mainly for remote proctoring, somebody trying to
It's
click a photograph or something, right?
so it is basically a safety feature, but
Mhm.
I have it actually. So this is how it is going to reflect. I hope you can see it.
Okay.
So this is some random numbers which we do not understand, but this is how it reflects on the console.
Okay.
Okay. And autosave on candidate console, since this is an IB assessment, which will be, so it will be no. For IB assessment, autosave on candidate console is no. Autosave on candidate console is a feature for only for LBA. So
Okay.
nothing much to do here. And we can select anything from here: calculator, magnifying glass, ruler, eraser, scratch pad. Magnifying glass is the only feature for IBA, since our assessment is IBA, so I do not need to specify that. Then
So,
scratch pad,
Dr.
notepad.
Mallikarjun is from mathematics department.
Okay.
Uh, he may have some questions, sir. Please speak, because I think in stats and mathematics you have questions
So we have a
on
calculator.
statistics
We
and
have,
all. Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have
So, would
calculator.
you
We
need?
have two types of
Yeah,
calculator. Sorry.
Mallikarjun, sir, do you have any question on this? For mathematics, actually very difficult to. He's written something on chat. For mathematics, actually very difficult to include mathematical symbols in Excel file.
So sir,
So we'll
in
come to
that
that.
yeah, it is very easy, sir. Not easy actually. All you can do it, create a question in a WordPad, and then you can save it as an image. You can have questions uploaded as an image also. So you'll have to go into media management, and whatever images that you have created, you need to upload it into media management. You
Let's
can
complete
upload
this
single
template once. I think let's
yeah.
complete this template once, and then
So
we'll come to media management.
yeah. So you can have a protector and count of QP to be count to generate QP by template. So you can restrict it or you can leave it and highlight
Restricted as in,
questions.
what is
So
this?
if I want only one question paper to generate, I can mention here as one. This is newly feature that has been added, so I would not comment too much on it. But
One question paper to generate as in, like, all
so
will get
so
same question paper, correct? Is that the?
with question paper with
Mhm.
when we upload template, we can
Mhm.
generate multiple question with multiple question paper with one template only,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes. Yes.
that is like, I believe this is the feature that needs to be that can restrict how many QPs we can generate it. But I cannot comment too much on it. Truly, I have not tested this feature. If you
Okay.
want more details, I can get back to you on this later, little later in a day.
Okay. Okay.
Then we'll go to group detail. In group details, since I have mentioned here in template details that there will be only one group, I'm going to mention one group. Group display text, whatever the name of the group you want, you mention it here. So I'm going to write Shastra. Then how many number of sections I want? I will go ahead and select as one. Number of questions, 5. Group maximum duration. This field needs to be blank in case if I have a single group. If I
One
have
minute, excuse me,
multiple,
madam. One
yes.
minute. What is that group display text we have given Shastra? But what is that sections?
Okay, group display text is group display text is name of the group. What is the name of the group that you want to keep?
Okay,
So
that is
basically,
Shastra.
what
Then
happens
sections.
in So, sir, I will tell you what happens. When we are doing with Excel, we have to do the linking. So in template details, I'm going to mention how many groups I'm going to create. Since I've mentioned it as one, so when I come to group details, in group detail, I have to mention how many section I have to create. So I mention it as one. So let me fill this. In case of a single group maximum duration will be blank. In case of multiple group minimum duration can be 0 or can be the duration of the assessment. So basically, group minimum duration is the place when you allow candidate to submit and leave. So most of the time it is the complete duration of the assessment, but then again, if you want to change it, if you want the candidate to sit, so by doing this group maximum duration, you force candidate to sit for that many hour or that many minute in the assessment. So most of the time we get maximum, like for 95% of the time, group minimum duration is the assessment duration. Only like 5% of this scenario wherein we get, like if it is 10 minutes or 60-minute assessment, so we might get 50 minutes or 55 minutes. So this group minimum duration is nothing but when you allow your candidate to submit the assessment and leave the exam paper hall. Maximum number of optional section to be attempted, so we can have multiple sections. So here I have only one section, so I'll go ahead and mention at 0. Group marks I'm going to mention at 5. Show attended group and show edited group, this will be no because it is a single group, so it will be no. In case if we have a multiple group, then we have to determine whether the group is time bound group or it is a free flow group. So if I have a time bound group, then show attended group and edit attended group will be no. And if I have a group that is, if I have a multiple group and it is, I do not time bound the group, I can have show attended group as yes or no, completely upon your choice. So if you are keeping at show attended group as yes and edit attended group as yes, the last group, so for instance, if I have 3 groups and I time each groups 20 minutes, in the last group my show attended group and edit attended group, be those feature will be no, because it is the last group, I do not have to go anywhere, but I can go in my
Group
group 2, group 1, and similarly
from
I can
group.
come back to group 3.
So from group, are you saying these are sections of in the question paper, right?
What?
From this group,
Sorry,
the word group.
yes.
What does that group word means here? The sections
So
in the
so
question paper, or
group,
what is it? Hmm?
sir, I did the group is like a group. In group I can have multiple sections, so it can be a
1 minute.
collection of a question.
Yes, madam. 1 minute. 1 minute. You are explaining very well, but what our plan is, Saman way, sir, please, you can discuss and you can give only what is the exact template what we have to fill. Usually we are not filling the group number, this kind of thing, because with concern to the Bachelor of Computer Applications, we have for first semester we have 5 papers, 5 courses. So where we have to specify the course ID, course name. Okay, I think the group number section is not
Sir,
related to this
sir,
scenario.
it will be mentioned here subject. In the subject, it is here that we mention for which subject we are creating. So I want to understand one thing, that the requirement will be coming key to a QP team or customer is going to create this requirement.
Not QPTM, that is an individual faculty. The particular subject who is handling that faculty will prepare the template. Okay, so actually we are giving only 5 templates, 5 Excel sheet.
So sir, all these parameters that I'm explaining right now needs to be filled when creating the assessment.
Hi, Ekta. Are we trying to group based on some specific topics? For example, if you are combining them, if it is a multiple choice or multi-select, what exactly we are trying to do with the group?
Ma'am, group detail is once I log in into an assessment, I get those messages, and after that I log in. So there is a group. So how can I explain how is the group? I mean,
In our context, we call this as a
The
batch.
group. So the problem is group is a batch. Group is
Yeah,
a section
batch.
in the question paper. Group is what here? We're not
so
able to understand that.
under that group there is a section. There are multiple questions. You can divide the
Okay, so you're
section
saying
as per the, a group is a cluster. So group can have one group can have 15 sections under it. Okay, so when I say group one, in my group one, I can have, say, for instance, general knowledge. Then I can have, um, com I can have any type of question. If I say
Okay,
I
okay.
have a group two,
Got
I
you,
can
Ekta.
make it
Here
a
it is
domain.
straightforward. For one subject, we have only 100 MCQs.
Okay, the
Of which
numerical
There
ability,
is no
test of
group.
reasoning, like that.
there is no grouping now.
There is no grouping.
But sir, this is a template and it needs to be filled. By default, there will be
Okay.
one group. Under group only, there will be a section. So I'm coming to the parameter. And
So one
just
group.
let me
Okay.
finish. Actually, one group, one section is a default thing. So it has to
Okay.
be one group and one section for a question paper to create.
Okay. Sure. So I get this now. Uh,
So
okay.
Ekta and Samanvai, we'll do one thing. We'll share the current template that we are using. Some of them, if that could be, managed. I understand you are having certain information for categorizing, for catering to other, features that you are having in your portal. But if that could be pre-filled and made it as a plain vanilla case, ours is very straightforward. One subject, we have one question paper, irrespective of the batch. For example, if he is an arrear candidate also, he can appear. So we don't group the students based on the batch. It is a question paper which has 100, out of which 70 random items are picked. So if we
ma'am,
can little bit rework and what could be kind of pre-filled and made as a standard. Maybe down the line we will have such features, section wise, part A, part B. We'll never know. We may use those features later. But at the moment, if we can simplify and move forward, that would help us. We
Yes.
can take this up offline.
Ma'am,
ma'am,
I'll tell you
I
what.
yeah,
So
please go
just
ahead.
this. Yeah. So, ma'am, I'll tell you there are features. Feature is okay, no problem. But we'll have to. If there is a no also that we do not want to use a feature, we'll have to tell that to the configuration team. Right. So, that's why I mailed something yesterday as well in the evening. Right. I'm yet to get the information on the same. Right. Right now, what we can do is, so Ekta, maybe you can give me this template. Right. So this is the template which I can get it filled with the program coordinators. Just mark the fields, or you can just fill one template for me, and then I can replicate that for the three the courses we have, or the 15 courses for which we will be having the exam.
I completely understand, but the thing is, the
Hmm.
things that I'm explaining, these are the very basic details. Even if you are creating any kind of question
Uh,
paper, you have to fill it.
correct.
A group detail is the default. If under a template details, there will be one single group, that is a minimum requirement. Without group, there will be no question. I understand what ma'am is telling, that I have to upload one single question. I am not bifurcating people or doing anything. It's simply a requirement. I think uh, I do not. That is why I was very specific with Ajay what kind of training I need to give, because these are, if you are going to go ahead and create a question paper, you have the template that needs to be created. Without creating a template, we cannot have a question paper pulled.
Correct. Correct.
Correct.
Fair
So
enough,
this is
Ekta.
the
We are
main.
just trying to understand what are all the primary features that are required from the exam standpoint. What are all some of the operational things that we need to kind of pre-fill, or it is a standard one. Your point is right. You have to explain. Without that, it will not be pulling the data. But from our standpoint, we are also trying to say how straightforward current our question paper is. Maybe
Lakshmi
once
ma'am,
we fill the template.
Lakshmi ma'am, I completely understand what you are trying to tell me. What I'm also trying to tell you, please understand from my perspective also, because question paper is going to be created by you. So for that, you need to understand this.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, in case of other, 1 minute, ma'am. In case of other requirement, what happens? Customer sends us the requirement. We go ahead and create all the blank data and send it to them. They fill and go ahead and upload it. That is how it happens. But in your
Okay.
scenario, everything needs to be created from Sastra's end. Hence, I have to explain
Ma'am,
these parameters.
ma'am, I have a doubt. Prabhakaran sir, you can also tell me. Almost all the subjects will be having 100 multiple choice question. That is going to be the standard pattern, isn't it, sir?
Yes. Yes, correct.
Then why can't they create some common template and share it with the subject name and few other specifications faculty could manage, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, that is only. That's what we are insisting some way to discuss with the X and provide one common template in which, as a individual faculty for a particular subject, we are dumping our questions with
With
the
a few
proper
changes because it
options.
will be a
Sir, are you
question,
saying
four
I'll
absence
create
and one
18
correct
templates for
options.
you?
That is what it is going to be there, isn't it, sir?
Sir, are you
That is
saying I
better for us,
create
some
18
way.
templates for you and share it with each faculty and then they will share that question paper with
Yeah,
me?
that is
Yeah.
enough. That is
Samanva
very
sir,
favorable.
because it will be 100 MCQs with 4 options and maximum, since it's a MCQ pattern with the correct answer. This is going to be the thing. If it is so much of information is in template creation, they might make a mistake. That's what my concern is. Prabhakaran sir, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. Correct, madam. That's what we
Hello,
are
sir.
requesting
I have a
X
doubt.
also.
May I ask the question? I am a Professor Srikanth.
Yeah, please, sir, you can proceed.
Yeah, in for mathematics, right? We use many mathematical symbols. So it is very difficult to paste the mathematical symbols in Excel file. So for weekly assessment, we have created images file for each question and send all the questions in a folder. In the
Yes,
Excel
sir.
file, in the space provided for questions, we have mentioned the respective file name. So we will follow the same thing, okay? Is it
Sir,
okay?
is it okay?
Okay. Thank you.
For creating question paper for mathematics,
Yeah.
Ekta is going to show you there is a different option for media management, which is called media management, in which you can create your question papers.
No, we cannot question paper. You've got it wrong. So basically,
Template.
what sir said is correct. The sir has the images. Images needs to be uploaded into media management. We need to mention the very same thing in question upload Excel. Those
Correct.
the name of the media in the HTML format. So
Yes.
format is what I will paste it in the group chat, and thereafter the questions will be fetched. The format is nothing but say this is just what do you say? This is just a example.
Correct. Yeah. This
So
is
this is how images is uploaded.
Yeah,
this
for
is
previous question assessment.
what Mr. Dr. Mallikarjun tried to say that, but we mathematicians facing a lot of problem issues in this, and then Madam correctly pointed out that this is the way we have to do, right? Thank you,
Yes,
Madam.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good.
So there is no problem with the mathematical questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, I have a hard stop here. I need to go for another meeting. So Karthik and Balaji, they are joining. So excuse me. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, ma'am.
Should we continue with template upload Excel?
Yeah, please go ahead, because if
Yeah,
they will not create
please.
it, I will have to create it for them. Which is like
Uh,
18. I have to create 18 templates for them and share it with them.
okay. So by default, we
I
have
can
to
do it, na,
mention.
Ekta? Or is it, or there is some confidential issue here also? I
Uh,
can create this template and share it with them, right?
template does not have too much of confidential information. It's a simple assessment configuration in template upload Excel.
Requirement.
Yeah, so we come to section. I mention it to one. I will mention the group number. Since there is a chance we can have multiple groups, so we have to mention group number. So basically here we say in a particular group how many sections will be there. So in one group one I have one section, but in group one I can have 2-3 sections also. So here when we come number of group one, and I have to mention section number one, and I have to mention which group that section belongs to. Okay, so I'll mention it as one. So so section type I can have online, offline, and typing test. Online will include everything except for typing and subjective. So if I select offline, offline will be for subjective questions. Typing test, as you can understand, it is simply for typing. Since we are working with for MCQ, I'll select it as online. I can mention anything as section name. So I'll mention Sastra, I'll come to next question. How many questions I want in that particular section? 5. Number of question to be attempted, I can mention 5, or I can mention 1 also. Okay. So basically it is like if I'm giving among 100 question, I am asking them to select 70. So I'll have 170 mentioned here. Okay.
Okay.
Next is number of subsection. How many subsections I want to have it? I'll mention it as 1. Whether my section is mandatory or option, I'll select mandatory. In case if I'm selecting an optional section, in case of an optional selection, we can have we'll need to have multiple sections, and if the each section, so if 2 sections are optional, the marks of the section needs to be same. In one section I can have 15 questions for 15 marks, in another section I can have 1 question for 15 marks, but marks needs to be same. Okay.
There is no section. So of course, when there is in Shastra, there is only one group which will have only one section,
Yes,
right?
we have only one
अच्छा,
group.
by
Yes.
So
default
there
है
is no
one group
subsection.
one section.
या
हाँ,
ये
नहीं.
सब पेपरों में है
So
और
all
सब
question
सेक्शन भी नहीं है.
So this is
So
the
how
place where
इतना
we sorry कट किया मैंने, बोलिए
so
ना.
is it mandatory to mention
What?
subsection or we can put it 0 subsection?
No. Everything needs to be, whatever I'm doing right now is everything is by default. It's a like these are the minimum value that we need to fill.
Okay.
So if I miss out on anything, the question paper will not get uploaded. Okay. So if I do not want to mention a negative marking at a question level, I mention it at
No, there
section
is no
level.
negative marking. Let's go ahead. नहीं होगा तो
Yeah.
let's not put it.
No.
Let's
Yeah,
not
बाकी का
waste
सब
time.
feature is the default feature है, so I fill it only up to negative marking and then leave it.
Okay.
फिर I come to
ठीक है,
subsection, I
एक काम
mention one subsection जो मैंने यहाँ पे select किया है, then subsection section number, because वो first ही है, so I can mention
which is
first.
one.
Question shuffling, I want yes or no. By default I can mention
Option
anything.
shuffling allowed.
इच्छा
No.
हमारी.
Okay.
So you can select anything, yes, no, वो आपका choice है. Number
Okay.
of evaluation criteria. Number of evaluation criteria, basically I will be setting the rule what exactly I want to be fetched, so I mention it as 1. I come next
Okay.
section, evaluation criteria. Criteria number 1, number of subsection 1, number of question 5, question type MCQ, marks per question 1, criteria मतलब criteria subject ये. सो अभी ना मैं यहाँ से कीज सिलेक्ट कर सकती हूँ. ठीक है, यहाँ पे कीज का ऑप्शन दिया हुआ है. अगर मुझे कीज मेंशन करना है, कीज नहीं मेंशन करना है, देन लेट इट बी एंड आई सेव इट. हो गया. ओनली दिस मच.
Okay.
द
So I
नेक्स्ट
can
थिंग आई
just
गो
fill it
अहेड.
till F, right?
Yes,
I can just,
evaluation criteria हो गया. Now I will upload it. Upload.
So there are
See,
2 templates to be filled. One is a question paper template, then second one would be this template which you are right now filling, which you just filled.
yes.
Yeah. This
So
is our question bank approach. We need to upload 2 type of templates.
So now,
Okay.
see, I purposely mentioned wrong detail is that you see, I gave template details में 10 marks and बाकी के everywhere I gave 5 marks. So it is fetched.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
what it is telling, template detail में either I change marks in template detail or I change mark rest where, that is completely my choice.
Okay.
So I go ahead and I make it here. I make it here 5 marks. Okay. Change. So if we do anything incorrect, it always gives us a mark. And if we
Error.
cannot figure out NA, it will show NA, and it will give the description of a like rough description, and then you have to bang your head and figure out what went wrong.
Okay.
So you have to starting to figure out what went wrong. Major of the time, it always tells us where have we missed, what have we
So
missed.
we'll have
So
to fill 18. So we'll have to fill 18 templates, right, for 18 exams?
yeah,
18 subjects are
every
there.
subject will have a single template. Okay.
Single template.
So now, since I have make edit, if I do not want to do anything and I know my template is completely correct, so I do go ahead and seal it. Okay, I need to seal it for it to be used. So I select, it asks me, okay, I mention okay, should generate default QP. And if you want a default QP be generated, you say yes or no, completely your choice. I prefer yes, and I do save.
Before that, customer will say, so that can be said now, but I will say that we have a look at your solution.
Okay, when my default QP is generated, I selected default QP and I go in question paper management. I put it here and I search it. Now, when I will search, my QP has been already generated and it is pulled. Okay, now if I do the preview, let's see if it is fetched all the questions that we created. See, now you understand if I don't mention keys, what question it is fetched, how many colors are in rainbow. What is the capital of Maharashtra? महाराष्ट्र की राजधानी क्या है? The capital of Mumbai, Maharashtra. What questions I created and what questions it is fetched? Did you realize it? So this is what happens when you don't use a key. So now if I pull it correctly, what keys I mentioned here is biology and in unit. So in template, if I go to evaluation criteria and my unit, here are you. Now, if I select biology, okay. Shit. 5 बार क्यों किया मैंने? Sorry. I just select one time and I come here and I go to template upload and I select template upload Excel, upload. It got uploaded. I select it. I search it. It's fetched. I seal it. I do save. Okay, now my default QP is again generated. I go to question paper management and I do search. It is sealed. Now I do preview. See, now this time it is exactly fetch all the question that I had put in.
I know.
समझा अभी why we ask to use keys so that it pulls exactly what we have requested it for. Is there any questions? Hello?
No questions. I will.
No questions in mind.
If you have any question, you can contact me on Teams anytime. Yes.
Hello. Here
Yes,
also
yes.
we
Hello.
need to see. Here also we need to seal, right? In question paper management.
Question paper management, yes, of course, you need to seal it. But if you create a default QP, when you upload a template and you go ahead to seal it, it gives me an option whether I want a default QP to be generated. If I select option as yes, it automatically has a question created as sealed. See, I did not do anything. I just did a preview. It already come in the sealed status.
Okay. So the question paper ID will give to configuration team configure, right?
Yes.
SE. Okay. So move on to media management.
In media management,
Yes. Someone will go to media management.
Just a second. Why are we using media management? Like, can you just throw some light on this?
Yeah, so media management, what happens is that if there are questions like one of the Malika Arjun sir said that, there are, mathematics, there are certain signs which you cannot use in Excel sheet, okay? So if you basically want a question like, say for instance, one of the example can be, you do not want to use 2 languages, okay? Rather you want to use English only, but you can have a image which contains question in English as well as Hindi or any regional language. So I do not have to fill 2 question papers. two language sheets. I can have it
Okay.
in one language sheet, and I can have, so question will reflect in both the languages. It can be Hindi or English, or it can be English or any regional language. I can have multiple choice. Like one of the South exams that we do, I don't remember the name of the exam, but they have English and Telugu, but they only get question paper created in like we create only for English, and then they use images in question and images in options also. So what happens, they reflect both the languages at the same time, English and Telugu. So it is kind of time saving. And also, if you have a lot of things that you cannot upload in one language, so what you can do is and we had to select any three. So you have an unlimited option to do with images what you want to do.
I thought the language should be the English. Am I right?
No, I was just giving an example.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I must. Okay.
Yeah, we have only English language.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
If anything, you can need a simple diagrams and anything mathematical symbols. You can create the question management, and after media management you can upload. Then only you can upload the template management file.
Yes.
Am I correct,
And
Prayata?
yes. And what happens
Okay.
is that it is a case sensitive. Okay, so make sure when you upload the images, after uploading it, when you search the images, so whatever name comes, you select from there, from images. So like if I say, if this is what, so I will do what, I will select this and then use the keys that I gave. So it's
For the respective question and tag provided in the Excel sheet in English column.
yes. So this will be filled here. Instead of writing
Yes,
the way I have written a question, I can replace it and I can select this and I can mention it like this.
correct.
And when I will, I can actually upload it, one or two questions. I actually do not know what these images are. I hope they are default images. So I do like this and I go into question management.
Mathematics professors, I request please, learn this because this will have to be created by you only.
So I set and then I do upload. So now this question is already uploaded. Okay, so I select it. I go to back to search. Question paper ID. And I search. I do the preview. See, this is what it is. And this is what it has pulled.
Okay, this
So I have
uploading and
used
everything will be done by your team, or this will be done by Shastra's team?
this will be done by Sastra's team, right? This
Shastra
is
team
an
only.
yeah. So this is the image that I used, correct? And this is the key detail under that this question is there, and this is what it is.
So I would request program coordinators that you will have to, I think, upload all these question papers. So I hope you are through with the process, how you have to upload the images, how you have to upload the templates.
If there is any question, please let me know.
Dinesh sir, Prabharan sir, Vijay sir.
Sir, any questions, sir? Please ask.
Sir, actually, you ask us to give Excel sheet format for assessment. Am I right, sir? The first question.
No. This whole thing, the whole process will have to be taken by you. I can build
Yeah.
a template
Yes,
and
sir.
give
Yes,
it
sir.
to
Yes, sir.
you.
But
You'll have to put the faculties will
fine.
have to put the questions in the template and you will have to upload this on the platform. You will be given a user
Okay.
ID. Like you did for all
Fine,
content
sir. Fine.
upload, you'll have to upload this templates as well.
Then and there shall we check that whether we uploaded promptly or not. Suppose any technical
Correct.
error, technical problem from our end, no.
Yeah. So everything you can take
Fine.
help from our team, right? But
Very nice.
uh,
Hmm.
yeah. So because I am also not very through with this platform, you will have to take
Entirely,
the help of
this platform is
some.
a step-by-step format or steps.
Do we have a manual,
Madam showed a
Ekta?
lot of steps. Sorry?
I'm sorry, what?
Do we have
Madam,
a
you
step
showed a
by
lot of
step
steps,
or a process
for
manual?
assessment final semester.
Process manual,
Please kindly share
actually,
the.
we have it, but it is very vast. The question,
Ma'am, suppose
how to create.
ma'am, very simple, ma'am. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Like that, you have to create some template and share that same to us, ma'am. Anyway, we
So
got to know everything about
for question
the
upload
fundamental
Excel
things,
or for template management.
everything, madam. Whatever you showed in this meeting, please kindly share, ma'am. Because any point of time we got stuck, it's easy to go through. Because every time, we should not disturb, It might be fundamental, it might be complicated. Template and share the same to us. Because we have got a
Okay.
5+5 10 program and courses,
Okay, the meeting has been
In
recorded. The
Assam,
recording will be shared, right? And if I'll still go ahead and create a document and send it to you.
no problem, madam. Recording is much comfortable for me. Above all, no, please kindly share the document, right?
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Ekta, for your time and brief discussion with the team. Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you very much. You're
Is
welcome.
there anything
And for
additional, Ekta, which we need to cover?
Thank
Or
you.
are we
Um,
Thank
done with
you.
the training?
Actually, we've almost covered everything. If anything is missing, Ajay will definitely let me know and I will get back to you.
Sure. Sure.
Madam,
Um,
really good. Really, I noticed all these things as a browser. This is
Thank you.
actually what we have done in the COVID period, the same thing you explained. So all of us familiar with all these, your explanation. And thank you one and all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
sir, one thing, sir. Do you have any access, CA access? Sir? I thought Dr. M. Raja Marappan and Dr. S. Dinesh having an access already.
Regarding, sir?
so,
That CA access.
Uh, okay. This is for the question
So
admin, question bank admin.
yeah.
Yes, during
Anyhow, we will.
2020 that we had the same practice.
Okay.
Through TCS, we have conducted the assessment. Yes, the same is
Mm-hmm.
repeated. It means the same process that we may have here.
Yeah, process
We'll
will be
go.
same only.
Yes. We'll go through that
So
once
you can
again.
use You can use your own credentials, which I have already communicated with Samanvay and Abhay.
Okay.
Okay, can you please check whether it is working or not, and let us know. And one more thing, we have shared the QP requirement template with our team to generate that question template and template upload Excel file. Once
Yes.
it's ready, I will share it to you through Samanvay, so you can update after that.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so
so Ajay sir,
nothing from my end.
as per
Yeah.
my understanding, someone with this site, as per my
Yeah.
understanding, you will share with me how many templates, like.
Yeah. First of all, I need the requirement from yesterday. I said no. I want to know some details from your end.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've
share it
asked the
me.
professors, I've asked the program coordinators to share that requirement with me on mail. Dinesh sir,
Yeah.
Vijay sir, Bharan sir, please fill the table which I have shared with you. We need that table to be filled and given it to the assessment team so that then they can share those templates in
So I believe totally 15 subjects, right? So
Yes, sir.
15 subject needs to be
For
created from our
15
end.
subjects, 15 courses are
Uh-huh.
there. I need one more clarification. We have some courses which may common to BCA, which may common to BCom. Across, we have some courses. Like for the courses, we need to conduct it. It's like the examination is going to be conducted on the same day.
Yes, sir. This common courses can be have the same time because business organization or mathematics.
It is like the business communication common for BCom as well as for BBA. Similar to that, the
One,
English common for BCA as well as for the BCom concern.
yeah.
So in the
Yeah,
exam
the
schedule,
based on
are
that a
these
subject
exams?
will be created, subject
Okay,
to be created and mapping to the respective user.
okay. Sure.
So
Sir,
Also,
who
one
is
more
exam
need
thing.
will
to
be on
create the
same day for
upload and download activities?
Okay,
it's same questions, isn't it?
sure.
Hello, sir. Actually, rightly pointed out, already raised by the Vijay Anand, and also you accepted. The repetition question will not come. Actually, the questions may different forms may set up, but you don't ask that to the repetition. This is not repetition. So,
Yeah.
maximum content we can change in a different ways, right? That can be possible. That can be do. And then repetition mean ditto. That is similar same question will not come. So like that,
Correct.
we are changing the content, we are changing the pattern and adjective and descriptive and explanation like this. These are all the things will be varied. That idea is same like, okay. So that
Yeah,
is
please
not
look into the
fixing.
aesthetics as well of the answers and questions which you provide.
Huh?
Uh,
Pardon?
in the ABTs, in the assessment briefing templates which you had provided previously, right? The questions were in small letters, the answer was in block letters. So please look at that kind of, the
That will not. That will not
aesthetical
come.
also.
That
Yeah,
will not come. That is
so that
understood. So this is
so that the
already
question
raised
paper looks good.
in the TCS Ion in the COVID situation where we took the online
Perfect.
and question paper set as the
Great.
same rules and regulations strictly we are adhered, right? So no
Okay,
issue, no issue at all.
so okay, so can you please share me that reference for our reference for previously used for the template?
Sure.
Dr. Dinesh, can you share that template which you had used previously?
Uh, yeah, sure. I'll just discuss with the Prabhakaran sir and I'll share you.
Dinesh
Okay?
sir, the common paper for BCom and BBA, you just ask how it would be done.
Sure, ma'am.
With the
We'll
one
discuss.
set of question paper, isn't it, sir? Dinesh sir?
Yes, ma'am. You need to
Yeah, yeah.
have only one question paper
Yeah.
that's going to be shared with
Only
the
one question
students
paper,
who have
sir.
enrolled for
For,
BCom as well as for the BBA. Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Yeah.
that we need to
Sure,
ensure.
sir. I'll
Yeah.
just discuss with the template, whatever the template we may have previously used, and we'll share you that. Okay? We'll discuss
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other
The
questions, sir?
code of the course code is same or it is different for English and
Course
business
code will be
communication or whatever
different, no,
subjects are
Dinesh.
repeated?
For BCom,
For
course
English,
code will
it
be
is the
different.
course code is same. ENG 134 English 1. That the course code is same and same for the BCom as well as for BCA. But for the concern, the
Okay.
business communication, there is a separate code. So it is for the
And
Dinesh,
BBA
there
suppose
will
OL.
be
the
separate question papers.
It is for the BBA OL 104 and BCom OL 104. Likewise.
And the
it,
syllabus is also different,
No,
right?
I'll
no,
just send you
same
the
paper,
details.
course code will be
What are the
different, but
courses we may have the common papers we may have. I'll just share you the details.